What is up, my Squirtleites? It is I, your king. Welcome back to more Let's Play Pokemon Black and White 2. In the last episode, we made it here to the Village Bridge, where we began to battle some trainers. We broke a man's 1,000, or I guess 999 win streak, and absolutely broke his heart. We are just out here shattering the morale of people around us. But also, we are making our way through here and talking to musicians. How about this? The sound, doesn't it get to your heart, your mind? And just kind of adding to the music, which I love the Village Bridge music. I think the singing is probably my favorite part about this entire situation because it's just so haunting, honestly, but it's also just really beautiful in a way. It's really, really cool. Anyway, we got trainers to still fight in here. We got items to grab. Not a ton left to do, thankfully, but we're still going to take care of them now really quickly. I just want to make sure everything is set up right here. I'm going to put actually Tomaway there with these three because they're all level 39. And all of these guys, or both of these guys, I should say, are going to throw us into triple battles. So let's do that. Now, one of these is going to be very advantageous for my lineup. The other one is going to be much less so, but I guess we'll find out which one is which. Okay, Magby, Magmar, and Magby. I bet you can't guess what the orientation of the other triple battle is going to be. Can you think about what the quote-unquote opposite of Magmar is? I bet you can't. All right, I'm going to use Night Slash on you. I'm going to use a Psychic on you, and I am going to use a Water Pulse on you. We're just going to kind of do all of that. We want to get rid of this Magmar first things first. Probably going to be 2 turns for everything. Fire Punch. Use up my Volcarona, I guess. I mean, its physical defenses are not the greatest, so it kind of tracks that would happen, but another Fire Punch from the... Oh my gosh, is everybody going to gang up on my frickin' Volcarona? Seriously, all of you. I hate you. Why? Why did you do that? That was such a dick move. Seriously. Man, we should have all just ganged up on the frickin' Magmar. And it survived? Really? All right, well, I'll use Challenger, I guess. I don't want to use Jack right now because, yeah, steel typing and all that. Okay, first of all, you gotta go, you stupid Magby. I'm gonna use that. I guess I'll hit both of you with that. That actually should be enough to knock them both out, I think. And then I think we can both focus this Magby here, and we'll probably be all right. Yeah, because I think this Snarl, if it hits 2 of them... Yeah, perfect. Okay, get out of here, both of you. That was so mean. Going after my Volcarona like that. I'm gonna try to get it ready for the next fight. But let's use that Aerial Ace. And then Water Pulse should finish the job, although, Flame Body. I do have Burn Heals, luckily. Flamethrower, which luckily it used it on my Samurott, so that's still not going to do too much damage. Water Pulse, get rid of you. I'm going to quickly heal everybody up, and then we are going to move on to the next fight. Ay-yi-yi-yi-yi. And I will bring Jack in for that one. So there we go. A little bit for everybody. That was so rude. I cannot believe they all did that. I'll have to work on Volcarona's defenses a little bit. Okay, everyone is healed up. I switched Jack to the 3rd spot. Let's battle this other guy now, which, I mean, if you didn't guess, it's going to be Elekid, Electabuzz, and Elekid again. So, like I said, pretty much just the exact opposite of the other fight. All right. Hoopster Derek. Let's go. And we're going to get... Okay, I have... Yep, so the same 2 as before, but then I have Lucario out because Lucario's got Bulldoze. I'm going to use Snarl in this situation, and then I'm going to use Psychic on you, and then I'm going to use I don't have Bulldoze. Rock Slide on y'all. There we go. That's fine. So I'll do a little bit of damage. Cool, cool, cool. Lowered some special attack as well, so that's going to be a little helpful. Light Screen, so Psychic is going to do a little bit less damage, but that is okay. Hit you with that. Okay, Rock Slide, let's see how much this does. Hopefully it causes a little bit of flinch as well. Knocked out the Electabuzz, so I will take that. That's awesome. And then we can just focus on the other 2 with physical attacks, I should say. Thunderbolt on Jack. That's okay, but luckily the Elekid cannot hit Jack with the other one. In fact, it's just going to use Screech. Okay. Easy, easy. Much less of a painful fight than the last one. Night Slash, you. I have not a crazy amount of confidence that it's going to take this Elekid out, so I'll use Psychic just in case, and then I will Force Palm the other Elekid. Hopefully that's enough to take them all out. Let's see. Hey, okay, so that Psychic should hit the other Elekid then. And then it is for sure going to go down on this turn. Jack hits level 41. Not bad. It's not going to knock you out because of the Light Screen, but the Force Palm will be more than enough. And there we go. Okay, that was a much simpler fight. You know what? I'm not even going to bother with it. I'm not even going to worry about it. Jack, just Just sit down for a while. You're all right. You're all right, dude. It's okay. I really don't want to, like, go into my menus right now. I just want to continue because we have some other stuff over here. So, practice if it's a real game, play in a real game, it's a real practice. Okay, so that's pretty much everything over here. Now, I need to go back down to the south side of the bridge. And we need to actually go under the bridge. If I can get through this grass without getting into any encounters here. Because this is going to allow us to head on over here. And you're going to see that there's some items over this way. There's also, I think, one trainer in this area that we're going to have to go after. So let's go and see if we can track them down. That might be a Lapras right there. But I don't know. I'm not going to bother with it as much as I like Lapras. Can I get... There we go. Big Pearl. Not bad. There is an item I am for sure missing around here somewhere that I need to find if I can keep looking around here. I think at this point I probably should use a Max Repel, though. Hold on. I do like that the surf music does not override the... does not override the Village Bridge music, just because it's so much better. Okay, we have you. Oh, hold on, we got another one. Fweet, 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 fweet. Hold on, I want to actually hear the melody. I really do love this song. It's so wonderful. All right, there we go. We're going to get ourselves a rare candy. That's the last item I was looking for in this area. Yes, there is technically other things that we could do. In fact, I should mention the baker that we fought back in that house. One thing I did not do, although I cannot do it, when we come back to this area in the post-game, if we have a Pokemon with the ability Honey Gather, which can only be gotten from... either with the hidden ability on Teddy Ursa or the main ability for Combi, we can get ourselves, I think, 3 Lumberries for our troubles, which is kind of cool. So something worth mentioning. That's something we'll worry about a little bit later. Just kind of wanted to point that out. And then I don't think I'm missing any other items in this area, so we should be fine. Let's just beat this Sunflora here, which is not going to be too much trouble, I think. Because he doesn't even have another Pokemon, yeah. There is, I think, another trainer around here I'm missing. Zoroark is going to hit level 40 and then some. Lots of spare change. That boosted experience is just insane. Now imagine having the lucky egg in that situation. Like I said, we would be way overpowered for this entire thing. You're over here somewhere, aren't you? Yeah, my favorite things nowadays is to compete in the Pokemon World Tournament. And then we have you, Carbos. And I don't know, are these ladies going to train with me? You are. Okay, cool. Wasn't 100% sure on that one. I think we got 2 of them. Now, these 2 are professional Super Smash Brothers players. You can see here, Smasher Amy. She is going to throw out a Lilligant, which I can deal with the Aerial Aces. I think I'll just keep Zoroark out for this one. And then I'll just swing by. Since we are back on the east side of the bridge, I'll just swing by and heal up once we go past there. And then we can make our way out to the next area. Quiver Dance, that's a strong move. That's a really strong move, actually. It's one of the best things about Lilligant. Special attack, special defense, and speed rose. Now, hopefully, we can still brute force our way through this thing, and I don't need to switch to Challenger here, but that's definitely a possibility, given how much damage that does right there. Okay, maybe we should do a swap. Let's see. I think I could probably just get away with Aerial Acing you again, and... Oh, I don't know why it defaulted to Night Slash, but it looks like Teeter Dance is going to mess me up anyway. Oh, no, we broke through it. Okay. Hey, all right, I'll take it. Not bad. Good job, Zoroark. Very proud of you. And that is going to push you to level 41. Oh, my gosh, look at that. Every freaking battle is a level up with this thing. It's insane. This is why I wasn't too worried about having a Pokemon that I was going to be switching between and just kind of rotating between my top 7. Okay, I'm going to really try to make Johanna work for this next fight because he needs to do something in this area. And he is also lagging behind in the levels department. So is Tomoe, but Tomoe we will work on in due time. Yeah, I think there's a fisherman around here somewhere that I also missed, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. Okay. And also, I think I might have missed another item as well. You know what? I'm actually going to backtrack and see if I can get that other item before we go. Here comes a Gust. This will do a little bit of damage, but it's not stab, so it's not too bad. Plus, it's a special move, so Johanna can resist that a little bit better. Fiery Vortex. Cool, cool, cool. I think another one of these ought to be enough to knock this thing out. But I don't know. We will see. Just hang in there, Johanna. Avoided the attack. I don't like that at all. Okay, one more fire spin. Come on. It's only 85% accuracy. We really got to deal with this fire situation. I hate fire spin, man. I hate fire spin. I hate it. I hate that Pokemon learn it. It sucks. It's annoying. It's not fun to use. It hasn't been good since Generation 1. And now it's just aggravating me. Psychic. Whatever. Get out of here. Gosh, twice in a row. So obnoxious. Okay. Level 40. There we go. Johanna wants to learn Whirlwind. Not a good move. We are going to give up on that one for sure. The next move that Johanna learns at level 50 is actually pretty decent, though, but it also has a big downside to it as well. We will talk about it in due time. For now, really quickly, I'm just going to actually bicycle my way back there just because it's a little faster. There is, I swear, yep, there is a hidden item here that I missed, which that is my bad. See if I can grab that. Get a big mushroom. Again, hold on to these so we can trade them with the person that is in the camper back on the route next to the Driftvale Drawbridge. But now let's head all the way back on over here, heal up really quickly, and then we can move on to the next route. Now, I know that people will always say that Joint Avenue is like the best place to go and hatch eggs because it's such a long, straight route, and you can just kind of ride your bicycle back and forth through there very, very simply, even going into Mistralton or the route behind it and whatnot. That's all well and dandy, but personally, the Village Bridge has always been my favorite place to go and hatch eggs just because, you know, you get that beautiful music as you go, which I've always been a gigantic fan of. I absolutely love it. And, well, it is still pretty much a straight shot. It's just a little bit of a shorter back and forth. But generally, I'm always paying attention anyway when I'm like half looking at my screen, so it doesn't really bother me too much. All right, we're going to get an Amalga here. I'm going to use Johanna for this fight. I guess I'll just spam Psychic because why not? There's not really much else I can do. Now, as we head into this area, there is one new Pokemon that I need to talk about that is brand new here, and that Pokemon is Gligar. Gligar is a ground and flying type Pokemon that evolves into Gliscor when leveled up while holding a Razor Fang at night, which I should clarify differs between seasons in these games, but anytime between 9 p.m. and 4 a.m. in any season is guaranteed to count. Once you get around that slightly obscure requirement, you are left with one of the best Pokemon to ever come out of Gen 4 with great speed, great attack, excellent defense, and more than serviceable special defenses. My only criticism with this Pokemon is that I don't like its learn set very much, because every single move it learns past level 22 is a non-stab move, with a confusing mix of bug, fighting, and normal type moves, and it expects you to rely mostly on acrobatics for good damage. No. Get some TMs, teach it Earthquake and Aerial Ace, then play around with some more interesting non-stab moves like Iron Tail and Brick Break that actually counter its two weaknesses, maybe throw in Poison Jab, or keep X Scissor and Sky Uppercut around. Yeah, just don't rely on its learn set too much. It's just weird. Otherwise, fantastic Pokemon. Now, I should also mention that Amoonguss can also be found for the first time fully evolved in this area as well, but obviously we're going to go over the bio there. There is not a ton to this route at the moment because we cannot explore it in its entirety until we get Waterfall. In fact, there are only 2 items that we can get here for the time being, and only a number of trainers that we can access for the time being. So we're just going to kind of make our way through here really quickly, but there is going to be one important thing that's going to stop us along the way. Now, there is an item over here, I think directly behind. Can I get behind the trailer? I don't know, actually. I don't think I can. Yeah, I think it's actually up on the cliff, so we're going to not worry about that. Instead, battle you, and then we're going to head on inside this trailer. And then we're going to see what else there is to grab here in this route. But remember how I said you're going to need to make sure you grab a ton of Ultra Balls, not just for Cobalion. Well, that's going to come in handy here in this area before we make it to Opelucid City, which, like I said, I promised in the last episode we were going to get there in this episode regardless of how long it takes. And it's going to happen. It is going to happen. Just going to make my way through these fights. Not Rain Dance. How dare you? Well, I'm not too worried about this Temple, so I'm just going to use a Struggle Bug here. Flail! Oh, that's going to actually hurt a lot at your health. Okay, well, at least we Flame Bodied you. That's fine. Yeah, Flail is actually very good when the Pokemon has almost no HP, but we managed to knock it out. No problem. Good stuff. Palpitoad. Okay, that is definitely something I need to switch out for. Now, Grass would obviously be ideal in this situation, but I do not have access to Grass. So instead, and I don't think... Does Palpitoad have Water Absorb? It does. So instead, I am not going to switch to Tomoe. Instead, I'm going to switch to Jack. And we're just going to Force Palm this thing. Because Palpitoad, I actually do worry about it having some decent water moves with this rain going, and that could really mess up my Volcarona. So let's hit you with the Force Bomb first. Muddy Water. Yeah, see, that would have really, really hurt my Volcarona. There's the paralysis I like to see. Okay, let's hit you with the Ice Punch now. See if this does a fair bit of damage. Nope, not quite enough. Avoided the attack again. I love it when inaccuracy goes my way. I hate it when it doesn't. So that is when I largely complain. But there we go. Nearly got jacked to level 42. Now, let's head on inside this trailer after we get our obligatory Aspera Berry, which is good for thawing freeze. But in here, I'm going to go on and talk to you. Yahoo! There's an awful lot of nothing around here, isn't there? And we get ourselves a favored mail, which is just something that you're going to put on a hold item for a Pokemon to share a message if you ever trade them. That's it. It's not really all that complex. But as we head up here, Virizian's going to hop down, and we're going to want to quickly save before we do anything else. So we're going to see if we can catch this thing. And much like before, I'm going to try to use the exact same methodology that I used on Cobalion to catch this thing, although we are not going to be landing super effective blows on this thing, so I'm going to have to be... Actually, you know what? It would probably be even easier if I cut out the middleman here, isn't it? Because Kamina does happen to be the proud owner of Thunderwave. So let's do this. All right. Virizian, the grass and fighting type Pokemon with the ability Justified. It has Helping Hand, Retaliate, Giga Drain, and Sacred Sword. Now that Giga Drain is going to make this Pokemon much harder to catch than Cobalion because, well, it is able to constantly heal itself. Now, I'm going to quickly throw out a Quick Ball just because I can before we do anything else. It's probably not going to work, but it's always fun to try it every single time you get into one of these fights. We got 1 shake. We got 2 shakes. We got 3 shakes. Oh, I don't even have to do the fight. Oh, man, I love it. That was awesome. Yes. Oh, man, it's like it was meant to be. Oh, Virizian, I love you. My favorite of the trio, by the way. I think this Pokemon is just gorgeous. Its design is so good. Big fan of it. It's not objectively the strongest. Well, I don't know. Is it the strongest? I feel like a lot of people argue that it might be. I think Terrakion, though, is probably the undisputed strongest of the team, just based on its stat distribution. I could be wrong about that, though. Don't quote me on that. But I've always loved Virizian. It's one of my favorite legendaries based on design alone. There's just some legendaries that just click with me because of how elegant they look. Virizian's a great example of that. And then also, I would say Suicune is another really big one for me where I'm just like, man, it just looks so cool. Such a awesome, elegant Pokemon. But all right, there we go. We got through that. And now it is time to head on through the gate because, yeah, there's nothing really else left waiting for us in this area. Let's go. And let's say hello to Opelucid City, everybody. Welcome one, welcome all. And as soon as we get here, Iris is going to stop us. Yahoo! I haven't seen you since I ran into you in Castelia City. Are you here to battle Grandpa? Yep, Opelucid City's gym leader, Graydon, is my grandpa. We're not really related, though. So you just call him Grandpa. Okay. Oh, the gym is that way. Before challenging you, you might want to go to Route 9. Still, your Pokemon really respect you. I feel how much fun they're having even from inside their Pokeballs. Good luck. Okay, good to know, actually. That is kind of a very helpful thing. We might want to go to Route 9 first. Well, welcome, everybody. Now, there are a couple of things that we can do here right off the bat. We can also talk to you, get some violin music going, which I always love. But I'm looking specifically for the westernmost building here because there is going to be something we're going to be able to get out of this. I think it's this building. If I'm not mistaken, is it you? Huge musical fan. You have a prop case. You must be a huge musical fan, too. Would you like a new prop to use in the musical? Yes. Okay, try putting various props in your Pokemon. That would be fun. You get yourself a gift box. Now, it's a random item or random prop that you get from this guy every single day. He can give you a big bag, fluffy beard gift box or a scarlet hat. So you're going to want to come back here every day and get these. If you come see me again tomorrow, I'll give you a different prop. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, that was the first thing I wanted. The next thing that I'm going to want is, I believe, over this way. Now, if you remember in the first game, Drayden has a house that he actually took us to go and talk to us. And I think it's this one, if I'm not mistaken. But I could be wrong. Let's see. I was able to get to know you through trading Pokemon. Our battle styles, taste, and ways of thinking are different, but it's more interesting that way. And you Man, some Pokemon that evolve by trading parts of their bodies. We might evolve by exchanging our thoughts and opinions. I think this is it. I could be wrong, though. Let me see. Absolutely. Make absolute sure. Love Temple more than anyone. I'm a Temple fanatic. If I had just one more Temple, they would sing together. If I have a Temple, you have a Temple with you, would you show it to me? I do not have a Temple, but if I did... I do believe that I can, like, add them and they can, like, sing a song together, and it's super adorable. I think I'll have to go and try and track one down just so I can show that off. That'll be something maybe for later on in the playthrough. Probably in the post-game, if I can be completely honest with you. So that is not Drayden's house. I can't... Is this Drayden's house? Formerly the Battle House. Let's head on inside really quickly. Hello? Welcome. Glad to see you here at the Triple Battle House. That's what we would say up until a few years ago. Now the trainers are seeing who's the best at Triple Battles in the World Pokemon World Tournament in Driftville City. I'm just going to keep checking around these areas really quickly. You got anything in here? Use the target's last move during a battle. That is Mimic. My Galvantula is charming, even though it won't learn Mimic. And there's just a bunch of kiddos gathered around. And I doubt these snot-nosed brats are going to be able to give me anything good, unfortunately. Which one is it? I know this one has something, but I don't think this is Drayden's house. I think this is... Let's see. Instead of getting a Pokemon with the ability to run away, I got these. I have tons of these, so I'll share with you. We get a Smoke Ball. Okay, we already went over what a Smoke Ball is actually good for. Pokemon is always able to run away in battle if they're holding it. So I guess that is kind of nice. But where the heck is Drayden's house? I obviously just went past the gym. Is it the center one? I didn't think it was, but I guess so. Let's see. Drayden's house. Okay, well, there we go. I should have known because it has the sign out in front. All right, so there's an Axew, which I love Axew so very much, but I can't use one of those in this game. This guy, concerned about your Pokemon's weight, you don't need to put it on a diet, just let it hold this. And we get ourselves a Float Stone, which, like he says, reduces the weight of the Pokemon that has it. I believe it halves the weight entirely, which is really nice for Pokemon that are especially susceptible to things like Grass Knot and Gyro Ball. Weight of the Pokemon holding a Float Stone will be halved. That way you can reduce the damage. Yep, well, it says, oh, and Low Kick as well is another one. Have an item I don't know how to use. Would you give it a try and see if you can make it work? Yes. You may be able to master it. Here it is. And we get ourselves a Ring Target. Okay, so the Ring Target is not actually a Pokemon you want your Pokemon themselves to hold. This is actually very, very good with Fling. Because what you can do is you can throw it onto another Pokemon, and what it'll do is it'll make it so they are then susceptible to certain types of moves. For example, Ground-type Pokemon, which normally can't be hit by Electric-type attacks, are now susceptible. Normal types are now susceptible to Ghost moves, and Ghost types are now susceptible to normal moves, and Grass types are now susceptible to things like Spore, and Electric-type moves are now susceptible to things like Thunder Wave and Paralysis. You get the picture. All of those things are now possible with the Ring Target, but you have to be able to get it onto another Pokemon, because if you're holding it, you're the one who becomes susceptible in that situation. So it's kind of a tricky move, or a tricky hold item to use. Personally, I would not recommend even bothering with it that much because there's just a little bit too much setup to get it all done. But hey, it is a thing you can do. But all right, we are going to take Iris's advice, and we are going to actually head off to Route 9 in the next episode. We'll be doubling back to Opelucid City a little bit later, but we still got some training to do. Everybody's got some catching up here. I mean, Tomoe is still sitting here at level 39. We got a couple of you here still at level 40, 41. We got some work to do to get everybody up to Farina's level, who is still at level 45, but we're going to work on that starting in the next episode because that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Let's Play Pokemon Black and White 2 very, very much, and I'll see you all in the next one.